Hey Saxes, this is going to be our Hail to the Huskies video for our pregame show. So Hail to the Huskies is a lot faster and longer than our other songs that we are going to be playing during our pregame part of the show. And making sure you get a lot of slow reps, which means playing it many times very slowly before you play it at tempo is very important. So those 16th notes can sound in time and not rushed or dragged at all. Just an overview of the song. We are in the key of G major, which means we have an F sharp in the key signature. And we are also in 2/4. And going over accidentals, we have many accidentals in the song. And just in our first measure, we already have one. And this one is one that really requires an alternate fingering, because doing octave key 1 2 3 1 2 3 down here and C sharp, it is just a lot of movement. And since their 16th notes are going to be faster, so making sure that you play that with this alternate fingering I'm going to show you. So it is just going to be like playing a D. So octave key 1 2 3 up here, and then 1 2 3 down here, but you take off your first two fingers like this. So you're going to be playing with your ring finger up here, octave key still on, and then 1 2 3 down here. So it's going to sound like this. And then with the other notes, with like the D, it's going to sound like this. So it is a lot easier to play at faster tempos. Then we go into our third measure, and we have an E flat, which is also a D sharp, which is octave key 1 2 3 1 2 3, and then our top pinky key right here. And then you see after that we have our C sharp again with the D, so making sure we use that alternate fingering once again. Once we get to measure 11, we have an E sharp, which isn't a very common accidental I feel like many people come across. An E sharp is just an F natural. So when you see that, making sure you just play your octave key 1 2 3 and then 1 down here. That is going to be an E sharp. As we keep going along, we see another E sharp in measure 18. So again, it's just an F natural. Then we see two measures after that. We have a D sharp, which is the same as E flat, so the same fingerings I just showed you. As we go along still, our next accidental is going to be in measure 31, and that is going to be a G sharp. So is octave key up here, 1 2 3, and then our pinky right here. And then as we go on to measure 35, we see that we have a split. So if you are playing Alto 1, I recommend playing the top split, which is the A sharp. And then if you're playing Alto 2, I recommend playing the lower split, which is C sharp. And if you are playing Alto 1 and maybe the high notes are just getting too much, since we are going to be playing this on the field when we're moving, then I totally recommend taking it down to that C sharp. So an alternate fingering that I want to show you for that A sharp is octave key, A, and then this bottom key right here, the third key. It's going to sound like this. And that's going to be A sharp or your B flat. As we see in the next measure, we have another C sharp to D. So I really recommend using the same fingering again that we learned at the beginning of the piece as well. And as we keep going, two measures after that C sharp, which is two measures before 39, so 37, we have a high D. So just in case you need a refresher on that, that is going to be your octave key and this first key, which is your palm key right here. And it's going to sound like that. As we keep going, we see we have another A sharp, and again, I really recommend using that 1 2 and then this key down here as an alternate fingering for that A sharp. As we continue on, we have after 39, we have measure 40, 41. We have another split again. So if you are playing Alto 2, I recommend playing the lower split, but if you're playing Alto 1, I recommend using the higher split. Those notes get very, very high. So I recommend, again, taking it down the octave if you need to. That is totally okay. And just a refresher on those notes, we have a high D sharp that goes to an E. So D sharp is going to be 1 and 2 right here. You hold them down together. That's going to be your D sharp with your octave key. And then your high E is going to be those two with your bottom key down here. So that's going to sound like this. Sorry, I'm mistaken. It is going to be 1, 2, and then your top key up here. As we keep going along, we have another G sharp, and then we see another high D. And then in measure 48, we have a normal E flat, and then we have a high E flat. And E flat is just the same as D sharp, so it's just going to be octave key and these two keys right here. And then for measure 49, you can use whatever C sharp fingering you want. I recommend using open. It would be a lot more easier to play there since we are playing the higher octave. Then we go into measure 59, and we have just G sharps. And then if whatever C sharp fingering you want to play in measure 62 is totally okay since they are just quarter notes. This is going to be the slow tempo for Hail to the Huskies, which is quarter note equals 112. Again, remember to make sure you do multiple reps. Again, that means playing this multiple times before you move on to the fast tempo to get it nice and clean under your fingers. Alright, Saxes, this is going to be the fast tempo now for Hail to the Huskies. Quarter note equals 132. Again, make sure you are playing the slow tempo before you come here to the fast tempo. 1, 2. Two, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2.